Hello guys, welcome to next Selenium tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to see one of the most interesting yet challenging topic, auto suggestion. So Selenium does not support auto suggestion directly. So we need to have small logic to work with or handle your auto suggestion, right? So let's see what exactly it, auto suggestion. So we'll be using Google for every day, right? So whatever we type in Google, it will start giving you the suggestions. So whatever you type, any letters, any words, or any topics, anything it means. So say for example, if you type A, it starts giving the all other options that as an auto suggestion. If you are just typing cheese, it will give you all the auto suggestions what you wanted to select, and just type cricket, so you can find all the auto suggestions whatever it has given. So how can we handle this? First, type some topic or Google search or any of the sites like travel booking sites for countries. It will give auto suggestions. So how can we directly select this using Selenium, and how can we verify it? Right. So today we are going to see that. Right. So what are the different ways that Selenium provides to select auto suggestions? So there are two different ways. One is that user how user can perform, right? So one way is they can first type something and they can use their mouse to select the topics. The second way is they can use their keyboard, right? They can use the keyboard and they can select it. So these are the two different ways that user can select auto suggestions. Right. So and finally what we are going to see is how can we make a reusable method so that we can verify all the options at different topics, different journals, whatever available for your website or your web application. So we're going to make a small reusable methods so that we can use your data providers from TestNG or your Excel sheet or a CSV file. So we can read the values from these files and we can start verifying one by one, right? Right. Let's get started with our programming. So let's take Google as a sample website here for auto suggestion. Then we'll perform our actions using our Google. So for Google, let's take this and what is the path it has? It has input and unique ID as name. Let's take this, right? So let's find out this and let's assign this as to where a new web element is equal to driver dot find element by name. So we are going to take input tags attribute called name, so it has just a small single letter called q, and this will return you the search bar web element. So on this particular web element, what we are going to do, we are going to type what is the value we wanted to verify. So where we have, for that we have to do send keys operation with what we wanted to do. Let's say let's take cheese, right? Let's take this and let's search for this, right? So once this is done, so we should know what are the options that Google suggesting, and we wanted to click on some options which is present coming from the Google. So I want to select a cheesecake, so I want to select cheesecake and verify it. And for that what we have to do, so take this Google and let's type cheese and let's take the export of this particular auto suggestion box, this as multiple li element and under another list of elements. So under div sbtcs class, and it has sbl1 and SBL2. You can see two different values are coming up over here. It is because we have two values for cheese. Cheese as a dairy product, it is giving a suggestion what you wanted to select. Say for example, it is a cheese, it's a eatable item, but if you go over here, cheese in that trap, so this is a television series. So these two are like completely different uh, topics, right? So that's why they are giving SBL1 and SBL2. So based on our SBL1, we are going to select, right? So for that, what we can do, we can take this div and we can take the class, right? So take, so all the web element has the same class name. As you are here, it has SBL1, SBL2, and same we can see SBL1 and SBL2 for all the web elements. So we are going to take the same SBL1 as a class name. So we are going to find out using this. So what we have to do, we have to select, we have to get all the elements whatever present in the auto suggestion, right? So then we can loop through and we can select the particular value that which we want, right? So for that, what we have to do, we have to use driver dot find elements, not the element. So it will give you list of web element by class name. That is what we have selected SBL1. So this will give you the list of web element that auto suggestion which we are getting using what are the keyword we are typing over here, right? So what it is returning, it is returning list of web element. So you can say list of web element. So this has all the auto suggested values, right? So now what we have to do, let's say we have to loop through one by one. So for that, we can take for each loop and advanced loop with this particular element. So this will return one by one. This is returning web element and e. So what we wanted to do over here, so we have already one element defined with e. So here, let us check whether all the values are coming up or not, whether we are able to fetch the values. For that, we have to use get text method on a particular web element so that we will get the text. So that's all. So now what we have to, let's verify whether now we are getting uh, all the auto suggested values that Google is giving for when typing cheese. So for that, right, it may give you a timing exception. Let's try and running. So launching Google, typing cheese. This should give you all the options. It is not giving because we have to give a wait time. Let's give it over here. Let's give thread dot sleep for some 3 seconds so that it will wait after typing your value, and your auto suggested, the auto suggest pop-up should appear, right? So our script is executing in a super fast mode. So let's wait for some more time and let's try it out. Let's just to type cheese and we are getting all the auto suggested values, and you can see over here we are getting all the values. So now we are successfully able to fetch the values. Now the next step will be like we have to select cheesecake, right? So for that we have to take this value and if the value whatever it is getting is equal to e1, sorry, e1 dot get text, let's take it equals ignore case to cheesecake, then what we have to do, we have to click on this particular element dot click, uh, and then once it is done, let's break and come out of the loop, otherwise it will give you still element reference exception, because when it is clicking it is going to next page. So before whatever it has find, so it will keep looping on those particular web elements, so it will give you the still element reference exception. So let's break the loop over here itself and just close that driver. Let's wait here as well for some more moment, so that we can see whether it is typed or not, and it is clicking on the particular auto suggested values. Right, let's try running it. Type cheese and it has to select cheesecake. You can see it has clicked on cheesecake and it has come into the cheesecake page, and it has given about that many results in particular seconds, right? So now using click method, this is the click method is a mouse action, this one, right? So user will use the mouse to select the auto suggested values. So now what we can do, we'll try using our keyboard actions, right? So let's comment out this part. Sorry, not this part. So only this part. Right. So let's go for mouse action. So for that we can use actions class to send our operations. So let's define the actions class over here, and we have to pass a driver. So now what we should do, let's take this and use send keys on particular web element. What is the web element we want? We wanted to use this web element E, and key should be, so when it is coming over here, user use a down arrow, so down arrow they will use it. So what we have to do, give stop arrows, we have to use a down arrow, and dot send keys. Once it is done down arrow, and we wanted to press enter, right? Keys dot put enter key, and build this particular action and perform it, right? So over here, when it comes to cheesecake, it will come inside the if condition, but we are going to give only the arrow down only once, so that what will happen, it will select the first one, right? So if you are using your actions class and keyboard actions to simulate, so if you wanted to select a particular value, you have to do arrow down for those many times. If you wanted to click on cheesecake, we have to down press arrow down key 1 2 3 4 5 6 times, but I'm doing for the first time because it takes a little time, right? So let's comment this also, because it is not required, right? Let's try running now. So what will happen over here, what is the text it is printing, all right? And this is also not required actually. Let's still will try running it. It has to press the first option that suggestion is giving. So type cheese and press down arrow and select the first one, or the cheese in Tamil, right? It is selected, right? And then close the driver. So if you wanted to select the some other option, then those many times you have to uh, give this particular keys arrow, right? This one you have to give those many times. Let's give for some more times, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 times, and let's see this time um, it has to select cheesecake. That's the sixth one based on the auto suggestion. cheese and has to select the sixth one, cheesecake. Right, you would have clearly seen, but it has selected the first one itself. What's the issue we are facing over here? So build.perform, we are giving the values and it is selecting the first value. Let's give it up twice and let's see what will happen. Let's try it twice. Just press arrow down and it has selected the cheese. Right, it was so far so quick so that it was unable to uh, select the sixth one, so that's why now it has selected the second one, that is cheese in pan. Right, right guys, so we can simulate the two different actions that user perform, that using mouse as well as the keyboard actions. So now let's make this as a reusable method so that we can give any values and we can verify the values that's coming up in the auto suggestion. Right, so let's quickly create a new method, public, and we can create a static method to call from method. We are not going to run anything and search Google. So this one is, and let's put it in the try catch block. Put some exception if it occurs, it will throw he dot stack trace. So what we will do, we'll pass two arguments. One is what is the search key and another one is search value. Right, we have to pass two values and what we'll do, we'll make complete values to put over here. So here what we can do, so this is the search key, put it over here, and this is the search value, put it over here. This is the mouse actions. Right, so now what we will do, so we'll call this search method from your main method. Right, so here we have to give cheese, here is a cheese cake, and then it has to close the driver. Right, that's all. So this is one of the reusable method. Why we have to make a reusable method, right? So auto suggestion is not the one feature that we have to just one value we can go ahead and select the values. So auto suggestion is kind of feature that we have to verify, so if you choose all the related values are coming up or not, so whether you are able to select the first value or the last value or any of the value which is present in the middle. Right, so these are the different validation that we can do on auto suggestion. Right, so we need some reusable method which we can use it. Right, so here what we can do, right, so the values you can read it from either from your excel sheet or your data provider. If you are using testng, data provider from testng, or you can use it from our csv file, or if you're using properties file you can use it from our properties file. You can read the values from any of these files and you can pass it over here from that. Right, using your loop over here, you can put a for each loop over here and put it on a for each loop and you can send it over here. So and you can, what will happen, right, so this will go ahead and select the particular value. So once this is done, what you can do, put the verification over here, like whether the particular page is opened or not, verification. So that's a different story. Like once you are selected over here, right? So after that, what will happen, that related page, all the pages are opening or not, kind of these many results are opened and particular seconds, so these are displaying or not, right? So whether this particular website is opening or not, Wikipedia, or there's some other options. These are the options: videos and websites, related websites are opening or not. These are the some verification that we can do, right? So but if you are going for any web application like travel agencies, right? So here also you can do, right? So you can select anything over here, right? Giving over here, it is giving auto suggestion, right? So these are the one of the auto suggestion. Say for example, if you are trying to select from Bangalore, and what is the tour, so you can go Bangalore to Mumbai. So this is the auto suggestion. Once you have selected, clicking on such flights, right, it has to give the dates. So these are the different validation that we can perform. So these kind of a validation we can give it over here. So we can make one more reusable method, so based on your search values and what is a search key, and you can do verification, you can call one more method. So this becomes a one new test case that you can verify in your project, right? So let's try over here, what will happen with the different values, right? So here in Google only, I just wanted to go for, let's, when you're selecting cricket, I want to select cricket score. Press cricket over here, and I want to select cricket score. These are the two different values. Using your single resolve methods you can do. So like this we can redo from your any of the files which is present, right? So it may have thousands of lakhs of values to choose and verify your auto suggestion, right? So let's try and see. So it has to select. I think it will not go now because we have to clear the send keys method. Maybe the export might have would have changed now, so it would have failed now because it wouldn't have find your export now. But yeah, it is finding, but it is typing the cricket, but we could not find any values over here. So before that, what we have to do, before send keys, we have to clear the field, and then we have to do that operation. Right. So let's try running now. So for any input keys, input element, right? It's best practice, right, to clear the values and then we can send the keys or type. So now it has to clear that particular field and it is giving the values. Now it has to select cricket score. Now it is selected, right? So like this, we can select one by one, right? So this is how we can handle your auto suggestion using the reusable methods and different values. And if you have any framework developed using different files like Excel or data provide like this, right? So that's all from this video, guys. If you love watching my video, please like my video, and if you have not subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any doubts, please leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching and thank you, guys. Bye bye.